Look at any elite calisthenics athlete and you will notice two things immediately: an incredibly wide, powerful back, and a core that looks like it was carved out of concrete. But if you ask them how they built that physique, they won't tell you about heavy lat pull-downs, cable rows, or expensive gym machines. True, functional pulling power and a savage core are built by mastering the relationship between your body weight and gravity. The biggest excuse people make when they can't get to a gym is that they don't have the equipment to train their back. They think push-ups are easy to do at home, but pulling is impossible without a bar or weights. That is a complete myth. Today, I am shattering that excuse. I am going to show you exactly how to build terrifying pulling strength and an unbreakable midsection using absolutely zero equipment. No bars, no weights, no resistance bands. Just your body, the floor, and a ruthless mindset. If you want to unlock true athletic power from the comfort of your living room, you need to pay close attention to the mechanics we are about to break down. Before we dive into the exercises, you must understand why we are pairing core and pulling strength together in the first place. In traditional fitness, people isolate their muscles. They train back on Monday and abs on Friday. But your body does not work in isolation. In the real world, your core and your back are two halves of the exact same puzzle. They form the ultimate kinetic chain. When you pull yourself up, your core must lock your spine in place to prevent energy leaks. If your core is weak, your pulling power drops significantly because your body is structurally unstable. By training them together with zero equipment, we force them to communicate perfectly, creating a dense, functional armor that makes you genuinely powerful. Let us start with the first phase of this blueprint, unlocking zero equipment pulling strength. To do this, we are going to use a concept called friction resistance training. For this first movement, you are going to lay face down flat on a slick floor, like wood or tile. If you have carpet, you can place a plastic bag under your body or simply wear a smooth shirt. Extend your arms completely straight over your head and press your palms and forearms firmly down into the floor. Now, using pure muscular contraction from your lats and upper back, pull your entire body forward along the ground until your chest meets your hands. Once you reach the top, squeeze your back muscles as hard as possible for 2 seconds, then actively push your body backward to the starting position. This is the sliding floor pull-up. Because you are fighting the friction of your entire body weight against the ground, it places an immense mechanical load on your upper back. If you do this correctly, keeping your elbows tucked and driving them down toward your hips, your lats will be completely on fire within 5 repetitions. The second pulling movement targets your mid-back, traps, and posterior deltoids using nothing but a standard door frame. Stand inside any doorway and grip the outer edge of the frame with your fingers at chest height. Walk your feet forward slightly so that your body is leaning backward at an angle, hanging onto the frame with your arms fully extended. From this dead hang position, drive your shoulder blades backward and pull your chest directly into the door frame. Do not use your legs to help you. Focus entirely on squeezing your upper back muscles together at the peak of the movement. Hold that contraction for a full second, then lower yourself back down over a slow 3-second count. To make this exercise harder, simply walk your feet further forward to increase the leaning angle, forcing your back to pull a larger percentage of your body weight. This is a pure vertical plane row that builds the deep, dense muscle fibers of the mid-back without requiring a single piece of iron. Now, let us transition into the savage core phase. To match the intensity of the pulling movements, we are going to use exercises that require intense anti-extension and compression strength. The first core movement is the floor L-sit compression. Sit flat on the floor with your legs locked out perfectly straight in front of you and your toes pointed forward. Place your palms flat on the ground right next to your thighs. Now, press your hands firmly into the floor, engage your deep abdominal muscles, and attempt to lift your entire lower body, including your hips and your feet, completely off the ground. If you are a beginner, your hips might lift while your heels stay on the floor, and that is perfectly fine. The goal is to maximize the compression of your abs and hip flexors. Hold this maximum contraction for 10 seconds at a time. This exercise is brutal because it forces your core to work in a completely shortened position, building the deep, stabilizing strength required for advanced athletic movements. The second core builder is the advanced hollow body rock. Lie flat on your back and press your lower spine completely flat against the floor. Eliminate any gap between your back and the ground. Extend your arms completely straight over your head and lock your legs out straight, hovering your feet just 3 inches off the floor. Now, keeping your entire body as rigid as a solid piece of steel, begin to rock back and forth smoothly using your core to control the momentum. Your body should maintain the exact same curved, hollow shape throughout the entire movement. Do not let your lower back arch, and do not let your legs bend. Rock back and forth for 45 seconds straight. This exercise targets the entire anterior chain, teaching your muscles how to maintain tension under dynamic stress, which transfers directly into your stability when performing heavy pulling movements. The final piece of this zero equipment puzzle combines both pulling and core strength into a single isometric nightmare, the prone elbow drive. lay flat on your back on the floor. Bend your elbows at a 90-degree angle and press them firmly into the ground next to your ribs. Your hands should be pointing up toward the ceiling. Now, drive your elbows downward into the floor as hard as you possibly can. Use that immense downward force to lift your entire upper back and shoulders completely off the ground. At the exact same time, brace your stomach like you are about to take a punch and lift your hips into a straight line. The only parts of your body touching the floor should be your elbows and your heels. Hold this floating bridge position for 30 seconds, keeping your back squeezed and your core completely locked. This movement forces your pulling muscles and your core stabilizers to work in perfect synchronization to fight gravity. To turn these movements into a routine that will completely transform your physique, you want to perform them as a circuit. Run through the sliding floor pull-ups, the door frame rows, the floor compression lifts, the hollow body rocks, and the prone elbow drives back to back with minimal rest. Complete 4 total rounds of this circuit, 3 times a week. Because you are using zero equipment, focus entirely on the quality of your muscular contractions. Slow down the repetitions, maximize the tension, and stop relying on momentum. Building a savage body is never about the tools you have. It is about your understanding of body mechanics and your willingness to push through discomfort. Stop waiting for the perfect gym setup or the right equipment to start your journey. The perfect time to build raw, functional power is right now, using the floor beneath your feet. If you found value in this breakdown and you are ready to take your home training to the absolute limit, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment down below, letting me know which of these zero equipment movements challenged you the most. In our next video, we are going to break down the ultimate bodyweight conditioning workout for athletes who want to build elite endurance without losing their strength. Stay disciplined, put in the work, and I will see you in the next breakdown.